Hey Dana, can you hear me?
Yes.
I just had a couple questions for the judge. The first one was I was wondering if he happened to hear Tucker Carlson's interview with Joe Rogan, where Tucker Carlson was kind of insinuating that a lot of the politicians actually have a lot of fear of the intelligence agencies like the FBI and the CIA, sort of implying that these guys might even go to the extent of planting material that's unsavory on people's computers that they can use in order to blackmail others. And then
Yeah, well, isn't that what happened with Diddy? Why did they only serve a warrant for search on one of his properties in Florida instead of on both of the houses that were on the same lot? Why, when they searched the one on the West Coast and the one out of two on the Florida side of things, did they only seize a small cardboard box and a medium sized trash bag full of things? What were they getting? They talked to him. He got on a plane and flew off to an island that has no extradition treaty with the United States. Does it strike you as a bit strange? How about the fact that it is Homeland Security that conducts the search? What does Homeland Security have to do with alleged sex trafficking? Nothing. It deals with immigration, it deals with customs, it deals with border enforcement. We don't have any of that going on right now anyway. Everything's wide open on the South. It deals with natural and man made disasters, 911s and a tornado type stuff. So, what is their jurisdiction? None. The FBI has the jurisdiction on sex trafficking. The FBI originated as an institution to deal with so called sex trafficking. It originated to set up the Mann Act, which is something most lately R. Kelly got prosecuted under. They wanted black heavyweight champion Jack Johnson because he had a white wife and he used to travel with her white girlfriends as an entourage. So why didn't the FBI serve this? Or is there something else going on? Like maybe what they were doing was retrieving things that could have been subject to blackmailing other people with, and they used it as a search warrant as a convenience so people would escape embarrassment and to say, we got what we needed. Okay, we worked the deal up, go on about your business. Is that what happened? You see, I don't get it. You have probable cause to conduct a search. Somebody's got two houses on the same lot and you only search one of them. That presupposes some information about a certain target. It's not a general search for a general topic, particularly since the general topic has nothing to do with the mandate of the agency in question. See,
Judge, and do you think this is going on like wholesale with all our politicians, or at least the majority of them?
uh, I wouldn't say all of them, but I think some of them have compromised themselves. And I hate to flog a dead horse, but it's got to do with LGBTQIA. That Q stands for questioning or curious, in other words. So there are a lot of politicians that are trying to be part of the initiated new secular religion, went through the initiation rites, i.e., they were curious or questioning, and they did certain things, and now they're not ready to come out of the closet, so it's being held against them. And we do have a new religion. If you want to understand it, think of Buddhism. It's an ancient and honorable religion. I'm not talking about it, but it has no God to it. You can have any God or no God and be a good Buddhist. Same thing with being part of the rainbow. But the rainbow is not predicated upon responsibilities inherent in the condition that you are a social creature and you have duty, honor, obligation, responsibility, accountability, etc. It is you have none. Do whatever you want, no matter who it hurts. You should feel no guilt, no shame, whatever you do. Do what you want to do, even if it's inherently screwed up, messed up, or evil, or just craven and cowardly. So you hate yourself instead of being what you are and proud of it, like I'm black and I'm proud. You are ashamed of the fact that you have balls and a dick. So you want to cut them off and be a girl because you weren't satisfied with what your lot was. It's a new religion. You've got acolytes who are zealously trying to promote the religion. They don't care what the consequences are because their new religion is more important to them than anything else. And we just go for it. So, what about the Mossad? You ever heard of the Mossad?
I've
Have
heard
you?
of him.
Okay, that's part of Israeli intelligence. Under the Israeli constitution, the Mossad has a constitutional right to carry out political assassinations. And under Israeli law, the Mossad assassin is given the full protection of the state of Israel. So we don't have that for the CIA, NSA, or anything else. If you go and kill somebody and you get caught, you're on your own. And you get left in jail because they want to get a Brittney Griner, some second rate basketball player, out of a Russian jail in exchange for a merchant of death instead of trading that person's liberty for 15, 20, 100 operatives who've been left to languish. See, it's against the law for Americans to commit assassinations, even in foreign countries. But for Israel, it's not. So, does the hold Israel seem to have on American politics have something to do with some of the elected officials, appointed officials being fearful of being assassinated? And nobody talks about it. See, is that one of the things? There are all kinds of things going in here when you start talking about manifestation of consequence.
And just another follow up on that. There was a congressional testimony that was being given by, I think, Cheryl Atkinson, where she claimed that the FBI was actively putting unsavory material on people's computers, like to blackmail them. Do you think that's something that
Yeah,
happens often, also?
it might. I've experienced and chewed out cops who planted evidence and it wound up in my court. I have tried cases in defense lawyers. I've won the case, and a cop came up to me and said, "I'm glad you did because you were right. We did plant evidence. Wasn't necessary, but we did plant it before we really understood what was going on." That happens all the time. That's human nature. See, just because somebody holds an office does not mean they are exempt from the consequences of their inherent nature. Some people are better people than others. Some people become in the public eye because they really want to do something. Some others are some selfish bastards who just want the opportunity to rip you off. It depends. And unfortunately, we do not have, or perhaps fortunately, we do not have artificial intelligence that will do these things for us. We still have humanity responsible for seeing to its own affairs.